the bike strip down again. Filter's cleaned and it's in my Prius right now trying to warm up. Unfortunately, the weather is getting worse, so it's getting more overcasty. So yeah, it's probably gonna not dry so well. But so we got to get to the needle. I have to figure out how we can get to the needle from here. So it was pretty easy before with the old carb because this thing spun freely, so I could just like loosen it like this. But if I loosen it, it actually loosens the it will actually tighten this onto the cap. So that's a problem. Yeah, it is. I hate to say it, man. To get to the needle, we might have to take the carb out. What a fucking pain in the ass, dude. Yeah. Because even if I loosen this, it tightens as I loosen this one, and there's only a limit to how much it could be tightened. So what I'm thinking is when we put this back, let's not screw it in all the way. Let's only screw it halfway. That way we don't have to like, and then just put it in just enough, or like when this gets tight, this will be tight already, and it won't move anymore. So yeah. So I hate to say it, man. I think we gotta take the carb out. This sucks, dude. I kind of goofed up when I installed it, so there's plenty of thread in here, so we can do that. And as long as we angle the elbow this way a little bit, it'll clear the tank. Because there's kind of like a little bump here that it has to clear, and then it can go around it, but it just has to go through the side. So, and it was fine. I was pretty happy with the way it was run before. So I just have to remember, don't screw the elbow in all the way. I'll just take it out halfway. That way we can get the needle out. But unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to take the carb out to get to the needle this time. Okay, so we'll see how easily we can take this carb out. It'll be a good test to see how. So I'm just gonna loosen the clamps that are going around the throats. Once you got all the stuff off, it's really not hard to work on this bike. It's got a lot of space in it. It's a very simple bike. It's one of the reasons I love this bike. It's a simple machine. Okay, should be loose. Should be able to rotate the carb at least. No, it's so tight it doesn't want to do that. I'm thinking we should loosen one of the clamps for the thing, and then that way we can just shove it out. It's a real, I'm not gonna lie, it's a real pain in the ass getting this carb out, you know. And we may have to do the main jet too, but let's just do one thing at a time. This is one thing I hate about working on carbs is to tune them, you have to take them apart, you know, or rotate them or something. Okay, so that came out quite easily. Okay, then all we have to do is really just pull the boot back this way. Boom. Okay, it's actually, so to tell you the truth, it's actually not hard to take it out, but it's hard to install it. Yeah. Okay, cool. That actually was not that hard. Not at all. But I'm still not getting enough space here. Might be able to pull this back. Let's pull this back. Let's just get it out for now. Okay, carb is out. I think the vent hoses are keeping me from pulling it out though. Let's see if this can rub on anything. Okay, so the only way we God, fuel got my face. Okay, the carb is leaking fuel. There's fuel in it. So basically we just have to get the car. Basically, to take the top off, we have to rotate the carb around the cap. But this next time, I will fix it so it doesn't do that. In fact, I will do that right now, as soon as I get this out. It's just fucking flinging fuel all over the place. Now the vent line's okay. Okay, the goods are out, carb is out. So, okay, so to make sure that doesn't happen again, we're gonna do this. We're gonna loosen this until it's about like halfway or something. Or okay, that's not good.
This is going to show you how to adjust the needle on your KX65 carburetor. So I don't know what other bikes come with this carburetor, but I know the KX65 does. Maybe the other KX models have a similar carb. So what you're going to want to do is strip your bike down to kind of how it is right now. I would say don't do I would say like you could probably rotate the carb and maybe you can take the top off like that, but basically you got to take the top where the slide is, the throttle assembly and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I have mine so mine has a special elbow on it, and it's adjusted so I can remove this cap when it's still on the bike. So normally before what I had to do was actually take the carb out and then rotate the carb around this because this was too tight. So I loosened it just enough so I can get it out of there. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's about 6 turns, I remember. You're going to want to pull the slide assembly out of there with the needle. So this is what we'll be adjusting here right now. It will not come out because it has a plate in there. So there's a little plate in there that holds the needle in there and the throttle cable. What you're going to want to do is you just want to get the needle one out. You know, just leave the throttle there. To get the plate out, you're going to have to pull the spring out. Pull the spring out and just turn it upside down basically, and then the plate should come out. See, and it just shakes right out, and then it should come out. This is the plate I'm talking about. And then when you put it back, it's pretty you can't install it wrong, because if you do it the wrong way, you want to make sure this little tab is pointing up. And then just so it's not interfering with anything when you put it back. I'll show you how to put it back there. Okay, and then so that frees the needle to come out. Needle comes out. I pushed it on the other side and it came out of the slide. And you can go ahead and let go of the spring now. And then that should hold, it should stay together. Okay, there's your needle. So if you don't know, the needle affects your mixture from a quarter throttle. Some say a 1/8, but I think from what I mostly read, it affects it from a quarter to 3/4 throttle, pretty much in between. It's in between the pilot and the main jet. So if you've got something going on in the middle of your throttle pull, this may be the problem. I've had to do this on a quad before too. So on this particular needle, there's it has different slots, and yeah, it has different slots and a C-clip. You can move the C-clip up and down. So when it sits in the carb, it's like this. So by raising the needle, you make the mixture more rich from a quarter to 3/4 throttle, and if you lower the needle, it makes it more lean from a quarter to 3/4 throttle. So what I'm wanting to do today, I think I'm lean between a quarter and 3/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it. So to raise it, you need to take this little clip out. So right now I'm the second from the bottom. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm at the second from the bottom. All right, so I'm at the second from the bottom of the needle. So I only got like one more. So basically, I want to take this out very carefully. I'm trying to do it in the camera, but all you have to do is kind of spread it somehow. It might help if you use some pliers too. So what I'm going to use is my fingernails, and I'm just going to spread them apart and pull it out. came out. Make sure not to lose it. Very small and easy to lose. Okay, so now I want to raise the needle. So what I'm going to do by lowering the clip, we're raising the needle. It's the opposite when you think about it. So lowering the clip raises the needle, makes it richer. And so if you want to do the opposite, raising the clip lowers the needle, and it makes it leaner. So what I did is I just made it richer. I went from the second from the bottom to the very one on the bottom. So hopefully that does the trick. And then I'll show you how to put it back. Put it back is pretty much the opposite. Just, you may not even need to pull the spring up, but I would just pull the spring up because we're gonna have to anyways. So pull the spring up. Try not to get the throttle cable to come out. We'll put it back in the hole in the middle of the slide. There's a little indentation there for it to rest on too. So theoretically, you could raise it some more if you added washers underneath the needle. So that's if you needed more fuel, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna throw that in there, and then we're gonna go put our little plate back in, and then the plate, just get it. So just make sure the little tab is pointing upwards. It's pretty dummy proof. And then just get it in there, and make sure the needle is poking out of it like that, and make sure it's flush too. And then so basically what this plate does is holds your throttle cable in, and it holds your needle in, and then you can let go of the spring. There you go. That's it. And then go ahead and put the slide back in. So there's a little tang sticking out, a little peg sticking out on your carb here, on this side, on the 3 o'clock side. If you're looking at this is 12 o'clock and this is 3 o'clock, there's a little peg sticking out, and that peg rides in this little groove here, this cutout. So you just got to make sure when you're putting it in, make sure this is facing towards the 3 o'clock side of the bike, and then try to just slide it in there, and then eventually it might stop if you don't hit the peg, and then just rotate it a little bit, and then eventually should go down. There you go. Okay, and then that's it. And then go ahead and tighten the cap. Okay, there it is. So that is how to adjust the needle on your KX Carb, and basically just put your bike back together.